Coding 101 The Kids Way is an educational program which teaches kids ages 7 to 12 years all about coding and how coding impacts their world. The aim of the program is to inspire kids to learn how to code through practical experiences and insights to career opportunities. This outline was developed by Smart Kids Educational Club on behalf of Tambourine Learning for the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica.
Are you ready? Let's go! Wow! All right! Hi, mini coders! Welcome back to Coding 101 The Kids Way. I'm Cece the Robot. Last week was incredible! If you missed it, you can check out the full show and previous episodes on our YouTube channel at PBCJamaica. Now, let's get started because we're about to learn about web development. Let's start by defining web development. Web development is the process of creating websites. It involves writing code, designing the layout of the website, and adding content. Web developers use a variety of tools and technologies to create websites, including HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What is HTML? Hypertext Markup Language. It is the markup language that is used to structure the content of a website, while CSS, Cascading Style Sheets, is the styling language that is used to control the appearance of a website. JavaScript is the programming language that is used to add interactivity to a website. Web development is a great skill for kids to learn. It can help them develop their problem-solving skills, their creativity, and their technical skills. Web development can also open up a world of possibility for kids. They can create their own websites. They can start their own businesses. They can even get a job as a web developer. Web development involves a whole lot of activities such as coding, web designing, content writing, and much more. All these activities aim to make an easy-to-use, aesthetically beautiful website that people can navigate with ease. Examples of the many projects that web developers work on. Creating a new website from scratch. This includes designing the layout, writing the code, and adding content. Updating an existing website to make it more user-friendly or to add new features. Developing a web application such as a blog, a social media platform, or an online store. Fixing bugs in websites or web applications. They also maintain websites and web applications, creating marketing materials for websites like banners, ads, and landing pages, creating e-commerce solutions, developing mobile apps, working on cloud-based solutions. The specific projects that web developers work on will vary depending on their skills, expertise, and the needs of their clients. Let's talk about how web development has changed our lives in many ways. It has made it possible for us to connect with people all over the world, to access information and resources, and to shop and do business online. Here are 3 specific examples of how web development has changed our lives. Let's start with communication. Web development has made it possible for us to communicate with people all over the world. We can use email, social media, and instant messaging to stay in touch with friends and family, collaborate with colleagues, and meet new people. Did you know that information is also one way in which web development changes our lives? Web development has made it possible for us to access information and resources from all over the world. We can use the internet to research topics, learn new skills, and find answers to our questions. This last way in which website development changes our lives is something we all love to do: shopping! Web development has made it possible for us to shop and to do business online. We can use the internet to buy clothes, electronics, groceries, and just about anything else we need. Web development has had a profound impact on our lives. It has made the world a smaller place, and it has made it easier for us to connect with people, access information, and to do business. We'll be right back with more Coding 101, Mini Coders. Hey Mini Coders, it's good to be back. I'm Stacey the Robot, and I'm thrilled to be part of Coding 101 the Kids Way. As a quick reminder, in our last session, we talked about web development and its potential to transform our lives, remember? Excellent! Now, we're going to take a closer look into coding by interviewing our guest, Andreen Headleys. How are you doing, Andreen?
Hi, Cece. My name is Andreen. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I have some full-stack web development related questions that I would like to ask you, and the Mini Coders are thrilled to hear from you. Who is a web developer?
All right, Cece. So let's give you an explanation as to what a web developer is. So a web developer is a professional person who specializes in creating and maintaining websites and web applications.
What is a website?
So a website is a collection of related web pages, also digital content. Now, in regards to the website aspect of it, you know that they are typically linked together and they share a common domain name, making it easy for users such as yourself, Cece, to move and navigate between them.
What are some of the easiest ways for kids to get started with building their own website?
All right, Cece, so I'm sure you'll be really interested in this part. So in building a website, that would be very fun and educational when it comes on to the kids aspect of it. You can choose a website builder that would be user friendly. You can learn about domain names, creating content, customizing your designs, add interactive elements, and there's so much more. The easiest type of language that you can start with, it's HTML and CSS. So learning the basics of web development, that is how you would get started.
Are there any specific tools or software that you would recommend for kids who want to start building websites?
Yes, there are specific tools. You do have Wix. That is very easy. You have Weebly, you have WordPress, you have Google Sites, so you can just drag and drop. You also do have Scratch. It's a very user-friendly software for children.
Can you suggest some beginner-friendly coding languages or platforms that kids can use to build their own websites?
Yes. So in regards to that, a beginner-friendly language that you would use is HTML and CSS. Very simple, very easy to use. In terms of the platform, you do have Weebly, you have WordPress, and you can use Scratch as well. They are very user-friendly, as well as CodePen, so you can drag and drop.
Are there any online tutorials or courses that you would recommend for kids who want to learn web development?
Yes, indeed, Cece. So let me go ahead and tell you a short list of the websites that we have for kids. You have Code Academy for kids, you have Scratch, you have Khan Academy, you have code.org, and you also have Tinker. You have EDX for kids as well. There are multiple platforms, but those are the easiest that you can start with.
How important is it for kids to practice and experiment with building websites? What are some of the ways they can do that?
All right. So, in regards to that, practicing and experimenting with building websites, it can be highly beneficial for children. It helps them to develop a range of valuable skills. It encourages creativity and prepares them for the digital world. In regards to the ways that you can do that, you have like the critical digital skills, you have creativity and expression, you have project-based learning, problem solving. You also have career opportunities.
Are there any websites or platforms where kids can showcase their own website projects and get feedback from others?
Yes, so there are forums, there are also, well, the platforms in regards to that. You have the Scratch community, you have CodePen, GitHub, you have Glitch, you have Kids Bytes, you have EDU blogs. There are so many of them. And you also have LinkedIn Learning.
What are some of the fun and creative ideas for kids to start building their own websites? Can you provide some examples?
All right, so for some fun ideas, you know that persons are very creative when it comes on to what they want to do overall. You can find different projects. So, for example, if you say that you want to build a little game, then you know that, okay, you're going to do a little research on that. You know that it's fun for you. So, you're going to want to know how you can proceed. You are going to find the best platform that you can use as well. It can also help you to even become a game developer for the future.
How can kids learn to design their websites to make them look visually appealing and engaging?
So there are specific platforms and tools and softwares that can be used in regards to designing like your websites. So you make it more interactive. You can use visual enhanced tools. You can also use tools like Canva. Canva is very friendly. It's user friendly. It's for beginners, and they teach you everything that you need to know along the way. So it makes it easier for you to make any little designs that you want to do. If you need to make something interactive, you can also do a little research. And even with a little guidance from someone who actually knows what it is that they're doing, you can seek advice by using like a forum or one of those communities where you can connect with other web developers. They can even give you ideas and you can share your ideas with them. It helps to enhance your knowledge in that field.
Are there any online communities or forums where kids can connect with other young web developers and share their experiences?
Yes, there are online communities and forums where you can connect. You have the Scratch community, you have the Code.org community, you have Scratch Ed, you have Khan Academy community. You also have the Hack Club.
How does learning to make websites help us show our own ideas and make cool things on the internet?
Okay, so in regards to that, you know that there are fun jobs involved in or making the websites or making apps. In terms of like even with front end developer, they would do things mostly on the front end of it. So they do the designs, they come up with like the specific colors and everything that they need to use. So it's basically like the UX, the user interface or the user experience in regards to that. Once you're doing that, you know that it is very fun to work on. You know, it's something that you love, you have a passion for it. It becomes really fun, and you can make something fun that you love turn into a career path.
Can you share some success stories of young kids who started building websites and achieved something amazing?
You do have children that started at a very tender age when it comes on to coding because they see it as a passion, they find it fun, they realize what the progress that they can have for the future in following in that footsteps. They have gone on to becoming a major like like in the developer companies, the giant tech companies like Google, or you have Microsoft. So they take their skills from what they have developed as a child into turning it into a career path and making it big for themselves. so they enjoy what they do.
What are some of the cool jobs that involve making websites or apps? Can you give us an example of a fun job like that?
Yes, I can, Cece, indeed. So you do have game developer, mobile developer, full stack developer. You do also have like web designer where you can design e-commerce platforms. You have digital marketing specialist, educational app developer, interactive media designer. You can also design art if you so choose. You have video game testers, virtual creator. There are so many jobs that are there.
What advice will you give someone who wants to become a web developer?
All right, Cece. So for someone who wishes to become a web developer, I do have a perfect advice for them. It's all about practicing, keeping up with your studies. You can also seek advice where you are not certain of something. You can reach out to the community. There is always a community of developers that are there, whether it is software developer, web developer, app developers. They would always be willing to assist because that's what we do in order to enhance the community further, especially for the digital world. Then we know that it is very important for us to stick together as one community and we help each other to grow.
Thank you, Andreen, for joining us and sharing your insights on the role and responsibilities of a full-stack web developer. Stay tuned, mini coders. We'll be right back for more Coding 101. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, aspiring mini coders. For those who are just tuning in, I'm Cece, your robotic guide to Coding 101. We gained great knowledge before the break about what is web development. We learned how web development can change our life, and we even spoke with Andreen Headley, who's a full-stack web developer. And she gave a lot of information on web development. Now, we've got some exciting videos from our awesome friends at HTML Planet for Kids. Let's take a look at it, mini coders.
HTML Planet for Kids is a safe online space where children learn about web creativity and build fun web projects. Interactive adventures with playful aliens introduce HTML elements and how these elements work together to produce a web page. Children learn to create unique designs with CSS styling. The visual editor empowers kids to jump straight into learning and building without having to memorize HTML syntax, attributes, and CSS properties. Along the way, children get naturally familiar with both HTML and CSS coding. On HTML Planet, the learning never stops. After the lessons are completed, children can use HTML Planet to create websites, school projects, experiments, and web toys. Everything happens in a safe environment where projects can only be shared within a family or class. Take a rocket ship to HTML Planet and try it for yourself.
Hello, welcome to your first HTML element. It is H1, short for heading 1. H1 is used for the main heading or title of the page. It is usually displayed as a large, bold text. Let's take a closer look. Like most HTML elements, H1 has a starting tag and a closing tag. In between the tags is the content of the element. You will learn more about H1 during your first adventure. Blotomic, an alien from HTML Planet, sent you a special welcoming message. He was in a hurry and forgot to add a title. Use the H1 element to create a heading for his message. Drag a H1 from the instruction panel to the top of the message. Now, change the text of the heading. First, the element needs to be selected. When the element is selected, it has a blue menu above it. If the heading is not yet selected, click on it to select it. To edit the text of the element, click on the Edit Text icon in the blue menu. delete the existing text, and write a special message. Click on the Done button to finish editing the text. Let's check out the code. Open the code editor by clicking on the code icon in the menu. There we have our H1 element. It has a starting tag and a closing tag. The content is in between. There are some other elements in the code, but we will learn about them later. Feel free to play around with the page as much as you want. If you make a mistake which you don't know how to fix, just use the undo button. Once you're done, click the check button. If something is missing, you'll get a hint. If everything is correct, you can go to the next adventure. We use websites every day. They help us to learn, find information, communicate, and have fun. But do you know that behind each website lies a fantastic world of HTML? HTML is a language for creating websites. With HTML, we can bring our ideas to life. The HTML language has words called HTML elements: body, H1, IMG, P, and so on. The HTML elements are like Lego blocks that are combined together to create websites, apps, and web toys. HTML has a best friend called CSS. CSS is the language for setting colors, sizes, and other visual qualities of HTML elements. And the best news is, with the help of HTML Planet, it is easy and fun to learn HTML and CSS. HTML Planet is inhabited by friendly aliens that love to share their skills with you through exciting adventures. After you pick up enough web skills, you can go to the Create Projects area and freely create web projects based on ready-made templates or starting from scratch. Are you ready for your first adventure? This is Utata from HTML Planet. She runs a company called Super Space Rides. She came down with her fastest spaceship to take you for a ride to HTML Planet. When ready, click here to start your first HTML Planet adventure.
Pretty cool! Our friends at HTML Planet for Kids showed us a lot. Did you see those interesting monsters and cool rocket ships? Speaking of rocket ships, it's time to blast off! Until next time, guys! Alright!